Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Chelsea transfer news stream. And after the win against Preston last night in the FA Cup, we are brought back down to earth with more bad news because as Chelsea fans, we are not allowed to enjoy anything these days. Christopher Nkunku expected to be out for around 3 weeks with a hip issue, and someone needs to call 999 because there is criminal activity going on down at Cobham. How is this many injuries happening? How do injuries keep reoccurring? People are out for months and then they come back a couple games and then they're out again. It's a madness what's going on right now. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really, really affecting us. It's an absolute disgrace what's going on in regards to these injuries. Obviously, also been linked with Jordan Henderson, who apparently has had enough in Saudi Arabia, wants to return to the Premier League. Not sure why we're being linked with Henderson, but it would be typical Chelsea and this guys that we potentially sell Conor Gallagher and bring in an over the hill Jordan Henderson. So yeah, kind of a madness what's going on there. Ian Martson's very close to joining Dortmund on loan. They're just lacking a full agreement, but Martson's obviously given his verbal agreement that he's going to go there. And there is a verbal agreement in place. We're just waiting for the latest on that. Pochettino believes that Amanda Broja is one of the best young forwards in Europe. I'm yet to be convinced by that, but yeah, that's Pochettino's going to get into Broja and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm just sick and tired of all these injuries. I mean, seriously, like what's going on? But big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to yourselves. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. I know it's a bit earlier than normal, but you know, might as well get on with things whilst the news is out. We may as well get on with it. No point waiting till tonight when it's not really that relevant anymore. But yeah, it's a madness. It is an absolute madness what's going on. But apparently, according to Fabrice Hawkins, let's get into this Nkunku stuff because, by the way, guys, run the likes up, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Feel free to use the super chat function if you wish to donate to myself on the channel. Hit the link in the description if you want to become a channel member, $1.99 a month. So we had the news that, where is it? Not that one. Is it this one? No. Let me just find it now, guys. So we had it this morning. Christopher Nkunku is expected to be out for around 3 weeks with a hip injury. Now, obviously, we know that Pochettino said he had felt something in his hip during training, and he wasn't going to start the game against Preston yesterday. But obviously, he was then missing from the squad completely. So you're probably thinking, yeah, maybe there's some sort of an issue, or there's a bit more going on than's being let off. But I was fuming with that, you know, just thinking, no, here we go again. Like, why this club? You can't have anything good. Always one step forward, 2 steps back with everything. But then, obviously, we've now got a report to the contrary, as such, that Christopher Nkunku. Let me find it now. Was it this one? No, let's go back to the Dodgers. That he's now actually, Christopher Nkunku's hip injury is nothing serious, and if all goes well, he'll be there next week against Middlesbrough or Fulham. It was just prevention. He is fine. But you know, it says, I mean, it's important here because look, one thing saying he's going to be out for around 3 weeks, and then another report. Fabrice Hawkins, very reliable French journalist, gets a lot of stuff right. It was the guy that broke the Wesley Fofana story, you know, coming to Chelsea and all that jazz. But yeah, it's nothing serious apparently. But a big thing for me is if all goes well, which for me, that means we definitely aren't out of the woods on this one, because how many times have we heard, you know, players are going to be back from injury, you know, pretty quickly, you know, everything's going fine, and then boom, setback, just as they're about to return. We've seen it with Chukwuemeka, we've seen it with Chalobah, we've seen it with players like Reece James. The list goes on and on and on. So look, whilst this report here is absolutely more positive in terms of maybe he won't be out for 3 weeks, I don't think we are out of the woods on this one yet. I would be shocked if we saw him on Tuesday night against Middlesbrough. Maybe there's an outside chance for Saturday, sorry, against Fulham. But even then, I'm still not convinced that we see him in any of those games. And it leaves us a problem because he was going to be one of our number 9 options. Now that literally leaves us Amanda Broya, or we have to go with a false 9 system. Washington is definitely not ready to feature on a regular basis. You can tell that. So this really does accelerate our need to bring in a striker. I know it's difficult and it's not an easy fix or anything. By the way, guys, keep running those likes up. Only 11 likes so far. Let's get that to 20 as quickly as possible. 50 is always the minimum target. So please do smash the likes and subscribe if you're new round here, people. Let's say hello to a few people in the chat. What else have we got going on? Yeah, I'd say Jordan Henderson is pretty much finished. I can't lie. Medical doctors need to be sacked at this club. Something needs to change. I think we should bring someone in January. Yeah, I agree on that. Henderson would be the perfect experienced player we need. But do we need him, though? But I doubt. No, I don't think he would either. I agree. We need a new striker now. Yep. Yes, big up, my guy. What's happening to this players? Oh, I don't know, brother. I don't know. If only we had the answers. If only we had the answers. Nkunku hasn't even made that much impact. Oh, brother, come on. Like, you can see when he plays how much of a difference he makes and how much better than everyone else he is. We see him come on against, Wolves, and he made a difference. You can see that he's got a touch of class, and we do massively need him. The reason why he's not made that much of an impact is because he's barely played. But in the minutes he has played, he's important to this team, and he's going to be the guy that kind of knits everything together. Henderson's finished. Yeah, brother, not too bad. Not too bad. Lot going on, but yeah, not too bad, bro. Yes, big up my guy. Sick and tired of these injuries. I don't even know. It's madness. It's a madness. I don't know what it is. If it's the medical team, conditioning stuff, I've got no idea. It's a combination of everything. But this is not a new problem because it's happening under Tuchel a few years ago. Totally different medical department back then to what it is now. I don't know what it is we're doing. I just really don't know. Henderson is a link made by a question. Yeah, they can't be true. Well, bro, I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Because it's by saying if all goes well, that for me is still a big if. Because when do things ever go well at Chelsea in regards to injuries? It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you. No, I'm not hating on him. I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. The guy proves me wrong. I'll be absolutely delighted, more than happy. But brother, I'm just not seeing it. Look, we don't know. Jaden, big up. Can't believe Werner moved to Spurs. Yeah, whatever. He's gone on a 6-month loan. I'm not really that arsed. It is what it is. It's kind of mad, though, isn't it? Like, I think Champions League winning. If you said 2 years ago after we won the Champions League that our front three from that night would be playing for Man United, Spurs, and Arsenal, you'd be like, nah, absolutely no chance. But football's mad. You never know what's going to come up, and yeah. Man United, Spurs, and Arsenal, the Champions League winning front three from 2 years ago, are now playing for 3 of our biggest rivals. Crazy. I think he'll be back ahead of schedule, but won't start until 3 weeks are done. Potentially, yeah, potentially. Yes, big up, Brian. Hope you're doing well. Poch lied to us. No, I don't think he lied to us. I mean, he said there was a hip issue. Maybe perhaps he didn't know the extent of the hip issue. So no, I don't think he's been lying. No. Bro, I was there. We were horror. Absolutely horrible in that first half. But as I've always said, the cup's about getting through. So I don't want to be too negative on the performance because the second half we scored 4 goals, kept a clean sheet, and things improved. But yeah, absolutely. The first half was diabolical. Absolutely horrendous. But I don't know if he was rushed back. I don't know if he was because, you look at it and I'm just thinking we're overly cautious beforehand, and we didn't have the squad depth and stuff like under Tuchel and things. We were rushing players back. Now I think we've gone to the other end of the scale where we're being way too cautious, and we need to find a middle ground. I think mentally there's a lot going on in players' minds. They're being held back. I think they're stepping onto the pitch a little bit afraid, playing with a sense of worry that they might get injured again. You're not going in for things half-assed. You're pulling out of things. It's not ideal whatsoever. I think we should replace on getting a Nico replacement. Whilst he's gone? We need a world-class centre forward. Simple as that. We need a world-class centre forward. No, That Golding looked yeah, he should have scored. Look, 17 years old, Michael Golding, another one coming through the Cobham conveyor belt. I don't know an awful lot about him, but obviously deserved his opportunity, and yeah, probably should have scored. Gusto was superb last night. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I've got so much stuff coming in, guys. I'll try and read as much as I can. Guirassy an option in January. Look, I think he's going to stay at Stuttgart, but there is like a 15 million release clause, 15 million euros release clause for him. I don't know if is that the best thing for us to do? Do we need to sign an experienced forward? Because then Nkunku comes back. You've got Jackson Broja. Broja might leave in the summer. Guirassy, is he going to want to be a second or third choice forward? I don't really know if that's what we need. I think we need two actual centre forwards, like Jackson plus whoever comes in, and then obviously Nkunku as an option to play in number 9 if we need it. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, I've got no idea, guys. I've got no idea at all. But just in terms of injuries, guys, I mean, it's ridiculous what's going on. You get the media, Newcastle got all these injuries, Spurs got all these injuries. Look at Brighton's injury list. Where's our injury list? The media won't say it, but there's an injury crisis at Chelsea. Chilwell, Chukwuemeka, Badiashile, Chalobah, Cucurella, Fofana, James, Lavia, Sanchez, Ugochukwu, and Nkunku. I mean, this is nothing. This is a full scale crisis. Like, look at the names on that list that are out, and they are either starters or they are their first choice options on the bench. They're kind of first choice replacements. I mean, it's staggering when you look at that list about the players that, not only the players that are out, but for the length of time that they are out for. And I just don't know what the solution is to these injury problems, guys. How many times have we been saying, like, why are these injuries happening? What can we do about it? It's just an utter mess. And is it, are we making stupid decisions, conditioning decisions to play Nkunku and others through the red zone? Even Poch said after was it the Newcastle game in the Cup, or was it a game after the Crystal Palace game that Nkunku started, that he played too much in that game? Like, why are we playing players through the red zone potentially? How many players have been re-injured, guys, by playing too often, too early, or worse, just picking up injuries in training? It is an utter mess, and I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers at all. I really don't know. I mean, I just don't know. And when you got these injuries, please tell me any manager that would be doing any better than Pochettino right now with an injury list that's looked like this pretty much all season. Obviously, a few names have interchanged on it. It's mad. It's utter madness. Like, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I refuse to believe that we have signed a load of everyone we've signed is injury prone. That's just not true. That just can't be the case. But something for me is absolutely fundamentally wrong with what we are doing right now at the football club. Something is not right. Something is not right at all. What are people saying in the chat? Let's have a quick look. I think first off, yeah, it was. The Eva Canero curse. Yeah, maybe. With Chelsea, there is none of that because we spent. Yeah, no, I get it. We spent £1 billion over the last 3 windows, but I don't know. We like to get beaten with that stick, but ultimately, I don't care what football club you are. I don't care how much money you've spent. When you've had an injury list of at least 9+ players out every single week from the start of the season, it's a new team, it's a new squad, a lot of youngsters, and you're trying to find some sort of continuity, form relationships on the pitch and stuff. And every week, the fucking team's changing, whether it's the centre-back partnerships, whether it's the goalkeeper, whether it's in midfield, whether it's the forward players. Like, there is no continuity in this side because we're not able to play most of the same players every week. It's always fucking changing. You know, Poch will be cautious with Nkunku. Yeah, no, he absolutely will be cautious with Nkunku. Kept saying something's wrong with training methods and medical team. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. To be honest, we should let Nkunku reach full form. Yeah, it's just so stop-start. You just feel like he's not gonna. I don't want to say he's not going to feature this season. Utter nonsense. We just feel like really this first season for him has just been an absolute disaster. Our players are not injury prone. They're picking up injuries from knocks and impacts in training. Look, the fact that we're getting so many injuries in training as well, the fact there's a madness that Fofana done his ACL in fucking training. I mean, how does that even happen? Start the season with 3 left backs. We played Colwell for the majority of the season. Yeah, we've got 2 injured. Martin is not fancied. And then obviously, yeah, we're playing with a centre back there. There's that as well. Yeah, I said it at the time. You know, obviously Malo Gusto for me, the most important signing we've made under the Clear Lake regime. Getting someone in with pure quality that is able to be a backup to Reece James, and ultimately, if Reece's injury issues, you're pretty much going to be a first choice right back. And he's been absolutely superb since he's arrived at the football club. A brilliant signing. I know we go on about recruitment and how it's been shit, or we've recruited in the wrong way, but you have to also give credit where it's due. And you know, the signings of Gusto, the signings of Palmer, you know, really good signings. We have made some good signings, but we've built the squad in a way that is not ready to compete at the highest level right now. The Cobham rebuild, yeah. One reason could be that form last season. What? We're getting injured because we were shit last season. I'm not sure if I'm having that. I'm not sure if I'm believing that or not. Yeah, I know. It's almost like we need a Gusto backup. It is. Maybe Gilchrist is going to be the Gusto backup. But yeah, look, I think obviously right now, if Reece James had the surgery, he's recovering. That's going to be. It almost feels like it's make or break for Reece in terms of when he comes back from this injury. Like if he were to break down again after the surgery, then there are serious conversations that need to be had potentially about him. I think there's conversations that need to be had about Ben Chilwell. If he comes back from another hamstring injury and he's not, and he picks up an injury again, then we're gonna need to think about this. Yes, yeah, no, it was sus for sure. Yes, my brother. Yeah, he's got a hip problem. An initial report was saying he's going to be out for around 3 weeks, and then another report has subsequently said that, you know, if all goes well, he could feature against Middlesbrough or Fulham. So I think we're somewhere in the middle here. But you know, if all goes well is a big question mark, because those sort of things don't tend to go very well at all. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. No, absolutely not. No way are we doing a Ziyech return to Chelsea. Absolutely not. Guys, keep smashing the like button. There's 36 in the building, only on 19 likes. Let's get this to 50 as quickly as possible. So please do smash the like. It's free. It takes seconds to do, and it massively helps me and the channel out. So please do smash that like button, guys. I would really appreciate it. Let's run these likes up, people. Come on, let's get it moving, guys. Let's get it moving. Well, look, again, I don't know the ins and outs of his injury problems, but yeah, you would think so. You would think so. That might be an option. Yeah, bro, we've been in an injury crisis for pretty much best part. Yeah, 12 to 18 months. We've been in an injury crisis. It is, it's absolutely far from ideal, and we need to get ourselves sorted. We absolutely need to get ourselves sorted, because this is a fucking massive problem. It is a massive problem, guys, that we've got at the moment. Don't be blinded by a guy who played. Yeah, look. If we can get Nkunku back for Liverpool, that would be massive. We're kind of lucky that the fixtures are reasonably favourable this month up until the final day of the month. You know, we've had obviously the Preston game yesterday, which, look, these would have been good games to get Nkunku's fitness up and get his sharpness up, absolutely. But you know, if Nkunku's going to be missing again for a few weeks, then to have him missing against Preston in the Cup, a couple of games against Middlesbrough in the Carabao, and then a Premier League match against Fulham. It's like it's obviously not ideal at all, but it really isn't completely the end of the world on that front. That absolutely isn't the case. Didn't they fire and rehire? No, they haven't brought the whole team back. There was one guy that left or something that's come back in sort of like kind of some sort of part-time basis. I seem to remember reading. Boys want to play a man's game. These players, I don't know what's going on. I think with these last 2 wins, we're going to build confidence and start a run in the Prem. Let's hope so. I mean, look, ultimately, however you want to look at it, it's 4 wins from our last 5 games in all comps. We are winning games right now. Yes, the team is not playing that well, but I think, with all the injuries we've got, etc., and, where we are as a team right now, ultimately for me, let's just keep winning. Let's just keep winning. Yes, there's deficiencies. Yes, there's problems in this team, but if we can just keep winning, that's the most important thing. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Yes, a lot of things do need to change and a lot of things need to be sorted out. But if we can keep winning, then that is a massive, massive plus. It really, really is. We're a joke club. How can we become good enough? Our right rivals feel privileged to play us. Yeah, no, it's a bit of a mad one. I would put Nkunku on the bench. Well, let's wait and see. We've got semi-finals coming. Absolute joke. All these injuries. Yeah, no, it's a madness. Yeah, Tuesdays and Saturdays games will be tough. We saw Aston Villa go to Middlesbrough yesterday in the FA Cup, and I think they got a last-minute winner or something like that. So Middlesbrough away is not going to be easy. These games are all tough, guys. These games are all really difficult. Injury FC. Our rivals literally, yeah, they do. I think if Poch can find a way to utilize Enzo and Caicedo, we can get somewhere, but he's really struggling to know how to use them. Yeah, I actually think low key Caicedo was actually all right yesterday. I don't think he was that bad at all. I don't know why people were making out that he was so awful. I think obviously the price tag plays a part, but I actually thought Caicedo was half decent yesterday. Why are Chelsea playing on deadline day? I don't know. It's obviously TV. It's a midweek game. I don't really know why. I don't know why it's a midweek game. I've got no idea. But yeah, if Chelsea sign another centre back, who are they going to sell? No, they were. Well, obviously Chalobah's going to go. In all likelihood, Thiago Silva will leave at the end of the season, and then obviously Bashir Humphreys might go on loan again, or he'll be sold as well. So yeah, that's kind of how I see that one panning out. Why don't Silva and Gallagher get injured that easy? Because their heart is the badge and they love the club. These kids could not give 2 shits. They are happy to sit. I don't know if that's fair. I don't know why there seems to be a lot of injuries for some players and then not that many for others. It doesn't really make an awful lot of sense. But there is a Humphreys is on loan. I meant for next season. Humphreys is on loan in the Championship at Swansea. I think, yeah, he's on loan at Swansea. So yeah, I think he's having a reasonable season there. But I'll be honest, he looks okay in pre-season, but I don't see him as someone that's going to get into the team ahead of the sort of the pool of centre backs that we've got on our hands right now. Do you think we will get a pre-contract agreement for a striker? Mate, I'll be totally honest. I've got no idea. I've got absolutely no idea. I don't know what to expect. Signing a striker in January is notoriously difficult. It's really, really hard. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let's wait and see. But the 2 options we've been linked with are Victor Osimhen and obviously Ivan Toney, and both are going to be very difficult deals to do in January. They're going to cost a lot of money, and their respective teams are not going to want to lose them partway through the season. So the only way I see it happening is either a pre-agreement for Osimhen in the summer, or Chelsea just stump up big cash to Brentford for Toney. But I can't see either of those happening, and the club are reluctant to sanction a short-term signing. They want to, they're prepared to add experience and whatnot if the right deals, the right options are there. So let's wait and see. But I think January, as much as we want to see loads of business and we want to see top quality players coming in, I think it's going to be really tough, guys. I think it is going to be really tough. We have to start games with more energy. We play this first half. Yeah, no, of course. No, we absolutely do. We absolutely do. We're either good first half, poor second half, or we're either poor first half, good second half. You know, it's one of them, isn't it? Where we're not the best. We're not the best, and that is the reality. We have a chance to get top 6 and win a cup, but I think these results are papering over cracks. If we play the way we played in the first half, yeah, of course. Look, I'm not saying we're playing like that every week, but yeah, of course, you know. We've got a chance to win a cup, absolutely. And look, the top 6 is not a million miles away at all. It's not a million miles away. You know, we'd be, 3 or 4 points off it if we had beaten Wolves. You know, things are closing up, you know, in those positions, kind of 6th to 10th that we're competing in right now. So look, the season is, as much as it feels like a bit of a write-off with all this bad news and all these injuries, like it really isn't that bad right now, guys. I'll be honest, you know, like it's not great, but we're not far away from it looking reasonably okay. Mudryk will perform better with a proper overlapping fullback. Yeah, I agree on that. As good as Gusto is, he's not really a left back. But yeah, an overlapping fullback for Mudryk, I think, will make a massive difference. There's no two ways about it. It will make a massive difference for him. Unfortunately, that's what inexperienced players get you, though. I agree on that. Who would you like in the next round of FA Cup? I don't know, mate. Look, obviously, to be honest, we've had so many home ties at the moment. Every round of the Carabao's been at home so far. This round of the FA Cup was at home. Look, an away tie would be nice, depending on how far the journey is, of course. I guess you just want to avoid any of the big guns. Other than that, you know, I don't really have a preference. Yes, a home tie would be nice, but ultimately we've had so many home ties recently that we are somewhat due an away tie. It makes a difference from last season when we got Man City away in the 3rd round of both cups. That was an utter madness. But yeah, that's where we are. Situation with Martson. Let's move on to that then, guys. Ian Martson, obviously not in the squad yesterday. Supposedly had a back injury, which I suspect is bollocks because he's very close. He's very close to joining Dortmund. So there have been positive developments in the Ian Martson transfer to Borussia Dortmund. It's likely he will join on a 6-month loan. There's a verbal agreement. We are just waiting for a full agreement for Ian Martson. That is what we're waiting for, a full agreement for Martson. That should come in the coming days. Hopefully, it looks very clear that Martson will join. He will join Borussia Dortmund. I hope there's an obligation to buy. There needs to be an obligation to buy. No, we don't just want to sanction a straight loan, because then you're dealing with the same situation again in the summer, and we won't get anywhere near as much money because Martson will be in the final year of his deal. So this is the last chance for Chelsea to sanction a deal to get the biggest price for Martson they possibly can, because if it goes to the summer, then we're not going to get anywhere near as much money for him as we should. But look, Martson to Dortmund is very, very close now, it would appear. So let's just wait and see, guys. Let's just wait and see what is going to happen. What is going to happen with that one? But yeah, I suspect come the end of the window, Martson will be a Dortmund player, and the sooner we can get it done, the better it's going to be for all parties involved. How is it we can send Martson out on loan? I thought we didn't have any more space. No, we do, because Martson's a homegrown player. That doesn't those 7 international loan spots, because he's homegrown. It doesn't count. So you can only loan out 7, I think, non-homegrown players. But when it comes to homegrown players, it's unlimited. Is my understanding, which is why we can loan out Ian Martson to Dortmund, even though we've used all 7 of our international loan spots up. Abramovich would not accept this. 100% heads would be flying. No, they're not. They're absolutely not. But you know, this is what they signed up for in terms of going down the route with this project, and this is the kind of stuff that you're going to get. Yes, they would have expected a lot better than 10th, of course, but you know, to think that we're going to compete with a top 4 with this team. in its current guise would be massively misguided, massively, massively wide of the mark. So yeah, that's naivety on the owners' behalf if they actually legitimately thought that this team could compete for top 4 football this season. That's kind of a mad one. Guys, what's also mad is we're only on 29 likes. There's still 30 in the building. I know it's Sunday afternoon. I'm live much earlier than I normally am. But yeah, people, keep smashing the like button. We need 20 more likes to hit 50. If you're tuned in now and you've not smashed a like, make sure you are running those likes up. It's the quickest and easiest way to support myself and the channel. YouTube obviously boosts content that it sees getting liked more regularly. So yeah, please help me out with the algorithm. Get more eyes on the channel and whatnot. So yeah, smash the like button, guys. We need 20 more likes to hit the 50 mark. So please smash that like button, guys. It's really important. Run it up, people. Do me a massive favor. I would greatly appreciate it. Because like that's such a literal way of looking at it. You've not looked at the way that the £1 billion has been spent. Like a lot of that money has been spent on players that aren't even at the club right now. It's been spent on players that may never kick a ball for Chelsea. Half the players we've signed have been injured for large periods of time. So yeah, it's not about like nowadays, it's not enough just to spend money. The Premier League's is a different landscape. Everyone's been, everyone spends money in the league now. You need an identity, you need a culture, you need a DNA at the club. And I think, we're falling a little bit short on. We are falling a little bit short on that front at the moment. There's been another update on Nkunku, apparently. Let's have a look. So we've had it from Fabrice Hawkins. We've had it from Santi FM as well. Let's have a quick look on that one, guys. I'll just see if I can bring it up on the screen right now. Let's have a quick look. It's interesting now. We've gone from, in the space of a few hours, we've gone from Nkunku being sidelined for 3 weeks to now potentially being potentially being fit for the next game. It really doesn't make any sense, does it? But according to Santi Auna, I think I've pronounced his name correctly there. Let's bring this up on the screen now. Translate the post. He's now saying, and these are 2 journalists from France, and obviously one UK journalist, but the two reliable French journalists are saying that Nkunku is not injured and was simply left to rest yesterday due to hip discomfort. A simple preventative rest in view of the important upcoming deadlines for Chelsea. He will be in the squad for the next match. So what's this guy on about, saying that, he's going to be out for 3 weeks with a hip issue? Like, why are we getting these conflicting reports? I definitely believe the ones from France more than I do the one that's saying he's out for 3 weeks. It doesn't. The 3 weeks thing doesn't make sense because we were told it was just like he just picked up a minor issue in training. Again, we've been told that before in terms of minor issues, and they turn out to be much bigger things. But it's interesting. I've had one report saying he's going to be out for 3 weeks, and then 2 reports from France saying, if all goes well, he could be available for Middlesbrough and Fulham games. So yeah, it's an interesting one. But Santi's saying, that Nkunku will be in the squad for the next game at Middlesbrough. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on here, people. I don't understand it. I do not understand what's going on right now. That's 2 French journalists contradicting the 3-week time frame. Yeah, but again, like I think that for me, they would know better. In my opinion, I think they would know better. Well, that's just my view anyway. Than this other guy that's saying he's going to be out for 3 weeks. I mean, it'd be interesting to know where the guy got that information from, that Nkunku could be out for up to 3 weeks. I wonder where who told that guy that reported it. I mean, I don't know if Chelsea are being overly cautious and are saying, that could be the worst case scenario, but it's not. I'm not really sure, but it's interesting how you can literally go from, in a space of a few hours, he's out for up to 3 weeks, and then he's going to be in the squad for the next game. I mean, yeah, it's remarkably conflicting news at the moment. But when sending that type of money, we should have been able to build a top squad. And where the problem lies is they went with, no, of course. Yeah, no. And everyone's absolutely aware of that fact that if we'd bought experience and, we built a squad that is capable of competing in the Premier League, then we wouldn't be where we are right now. That's absolutely true. Well, I thought he was as well. I think a lot of us thought he was. No, he's not fully fit. That much is absolutely clear. And there is some sort of minor issue with him. I think that is absolutely clear. But these conflicting reports and different things going on they aren't helpful. They aren't helpful at all. He might have to just search. I really don't know. But if he needed a rest, then put him on the bench. Yeah, agreed. Just think we've got Broja now for the whole of Jan. Well, that's a worst case scenario, and it's not a nice thought. It's not a nice thought. Yeah, I thought Enzo played well yesterday. Nice to see him getting a goal. It's good to see that potential hernia issue that he had is behind him now. Well, hopefully behind him. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know much more about him. But yeah, look, he needs to keep playing games, of course. Love my club no matter what, but it's so frustrating. Yeah, it is so frustrating because every time you think you've made progress, it's 1 forward and 2 back. It's always the case with Chelsea: 1 forward, 2 back, and just injuries galore. The only January signing I want to hear about is a £100 million medical team. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah. I mean, if we just one thing we do this January, sign a medical team, people. Sign a medical team. That would be decent, wouldn't it? That would absolutely be decent. I've always been Broja in, but the ACL setback was whack. Yeah, no, it was. Of course it is. And, those things are hard to come back from. And maybe I'm overly critical on him, but I just don't really see it with him, if I'm being honest. I'll get into the Broja stuff a bit, in a bit more detail later on, but I just don't see it with Broja. I really don't see it with Broja, guys. And that's the honest truth. I do not see it with him right now. Well, no one seems to know. One report saying he is, and then another 2 from France saying that he'll be in the squad for the next game. So I guess we just have to wait and see. That's all we can do on that. Trust me, a hernia doesn't disappear in a week or 2. I don't know what the issue was. I really have no idea. It's all so confusing at the moment. It's all so confusing. But maybe that's the case. If we're going to bring in any experience, I'd go for Antonio/Giroud. Well, we're not going to get Giroud back. I mean, I'm not. Look, Mikel Antonio serves a purpose, but for me, that's not the route that Chelsea should be going down. They absolutely should not be going down that route. So I don't know what the situation is. I don't know what the situation is at all. So yeah. We'll just wait for Poch. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll be wait for the press conference again. He doesn't tend to give too much away in those press conferences. Guys, we're 4 likes away from 50 now, and there's 43 in the building. Keep smashing that like button, guys. It would be greatly appreciated. Please do run those likes up. We need 4 more to hit 50. That's always the minimum target. So yeah, please do keep doing your thing, guys. But let's move away from this Nkunku stuff, and let's address the next thing that's a bit of a madness, and I don't know why why this is happening. But Chelsea could move for the unhappy Jordan Henderson, which would increase the likelihood of Conor Gallagher moving on. Henderson is desperate to get back to the Premier League. I mean, I've got no idea. Obviously, this whole story came from a journalist asking a question about it in a press conference yesterday. I don't know why he was asking a question about Jordan Henderson. I don't get it at all. But it literally makes 0 sense. It makes 0 sense for Chelsea in any capacity to be entertaining the idea of bringing Jordan Henderson in. What is a Jordan Henderson at 33, maybe even 34 now, that's been playing in Saudi Arabia for 6 months, gonna bring to Chelsea? Selling like this would sum up Chelsea. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but like this would really sum us up. Selling Conor Gallagher, 23 years old, he's captain Chelsea this season, and you bring in a 33-year-old Henderson who, as I said, has been Saudi for last 6 months, playing in front of crowds of 1,000 or so people. It's even by Chelsea standards at the moment, the idea of this is utterly ludicrous. Like, it doesn't make any sense, and I just don't get it. Yeah, it's weird. I don't think it's happening, but it's funny. It's funny how these stories do come out, though, isn't it, guys? It's a strange one where you've got, like, Chelsea maybe looking for players, need experienced players. Jordan Henderson reportedly not happy in Saudi. Suddenly you get 2 and 2, and they're coming up with like 200. Like it's not adding up. This is the exact signing that is everything like that. This recruitment process, whatever, is dead against. It's not making any sense whatsoever, guys. And it's thoroughly confusing. It is thoroughly confusing, and makes little to no sense at all. I'm not understanding it at all. I'm not understanding it, guys. I mean, it would be a good move, Luton, not Chelsea. That would be the dumbest thing to do. Yeah, it would be. If we really wanted Henderson, we would have got him in the summer. I'm actually confused. Yeah, I don't know why. Like the standard of questions from journalists, by the way, in these press conferences. I don't watch all the press conferences for other teams, but a standard of journalism in the Chelsea press conferences is just utter garbage. Like, the questions being asked are utter dog shit. Like, nothing is being asked that is getting any sort of useful information for anyone. It's the standard is so poor. Why are people just not engaging their brains and asking decent questions that people actually want to know the answers to? I'm asking about Jordan Henderson in a fucking Chelsea press conference. I mean, make it make sense. Mate, I've already kind of mentally prepared myself for the fact that could well happen, that Werner comes to Stamford Bridge and scores, and it could be the winner for Spurs or something mad like that. But let's hope that doesn't happen, because it would be peak and it would be full banter on us, which I can't deal with anymore, which I absolutely can't deal with. He probably does want to come back, but he made his bed. Yeah, no, he did. He wanted the Saudi money, which is fine. But you live by the sword, you die by the sword, brother. And if you want out after 6 months, then let's wait and see what happens. It's not what you thought it was, fair enough. But yeah, brother, you took the money, no problem. But you can't just decide to come running back. Taremi at Porto as a stopgap would be perfect. But again, I don't know how much he cost, and do we want someone on another contract? I mean, a loan would be better, but I don't think we're going to be able to get to a situation where a loan would happen, really. No, I don't think so. Look, if the option was there and no one else was interested in him, then yeah, sure. I think maybe he would be open to it, but it just seems very unlikely given his strong affiliation with Liverpool. It would be a strange one. I mean, I see more chance of him going back to, like, aren't they one of his former teams like Sunderland or something? Not that they'd be able to afford him or anything like that, but yeah, it's an interesting one. Guys, with 6 likes from 60 now, so please keep smashing that like button. It's free. As I said, it takes seconds to do. Let's run it up to 60 likes, guys. 5 more to go. We've got 54 in the building. Not bad for a Sunday afternoon, people. So yeah, keep smashing that like button. It's free. As I said, it takes seconds. Let's get it done. Let's get it done, people, because, it helps me out. We're all here together. Let's do it. What else has been going on? Henderson, what are you not saying about Henderson? No idea, because he wants to return to the Premier League, but I can't see why Chelsea would want Henderson. This just proves how idiotic the questions are in the press conference, because these reports would have never happened. Yeah, exactly. The press conferences are so stupid. Nah, bro, pretty much anyone in this chat, myself, could ask better questions. I mean, sometimes I just feel, these press conferences, there should be for fans to ask questions, because, as I said, the questions being asked are just garbage. They are utter shite. He's too old and plays for Liverpool. We don't need him. We don't need him. Yep. Timo Werner, another Salah. No. Mate, Werner's highest goal scoring season for us was 6 goals. He went back to Leipzig. He barely gets a kick. Can't even get in that team. And now he's gone to Spurs for 6 months. No, absolutely isn't. No way is it. Werner's not that guy. He's not that guy. The only time a good question was asked, Potts just I know. The key to our midfield is energy. This won't happen, and I think that some of these journalists are worse than letting some brain. Yeah, they are. Sometimes journalists will be told not to ask questions. No, that's true. I think questions are vetted, or topics are, you get, they'll say, no questions about X, Y, Z today. That does happen. That does happen. Yeah. Come on, guys. Come on, people. Come on, guys. 50 here, 59 likes. That ratio, we need that ratio up. We need the ratio to be leveled up, people. Saw what happened with journalists at United. A lot were banned. They were banned because, they were banned. I don't know if it's because of their questions. I think it was something else to do with a story that had been printed, and they'd not gone to the club for comment before running it, so they got banned for the next one. No updates on Reece James. He had his surgery, and that's kind of that. Really, he had the surgery, and then he's recovering now. So maybe around March, April time, he should be back. I don't know. Werner's not been playing regular football. I don't know. How to feel about it. I don't really care. So it is what it is. If he does all right, so be it. But it goes to Spurs, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Guys, there's so much stuff coming in the chat. I will try and read it all, but if you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, you can use the super chat function. Any donation is greatly appreciated by myself. And if you want to become a channel member, hit the link in the description, guys. And for $1.99 a month, you can support the channel and myself. And the more members we get, I'll start doing member-only shows and things like that. So please do join as a member if you wish to support myself on the channel. And obviously, use the super chat function if you are feeling generous and want to guarantee your comment gets read out, guys. Let's get down to the bottom. Yes, big up NS Sports TV. Hope you're doing well. Werner is Mudryk with less attributes. You could potentially say that. Absolutely. I don't know if that would be, an outrageous thing to say. Let's see. Apparently, supposedly Lukaku wants Saudi. Benzema's doing shit out in Saudi as well, by the way. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I'm not saying this is like China, but, obviously Saudis have spent big money, but there's still there's a lot of work to do with that league. Attendances are still well down. And a lot of these players aren't really playing that well. Bar Ronaldo. Benzema's struggling. I think Kante's doing okay. I don't stay that well tuned across the whole situation. I don't know. Obviously, Son's going off to the Asian Cup, so I guess they brought Werner in on loan as an extra body. That's clearly what's happened there. That's clear what's happened there. So we will have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on that front. We absolutely will have to wait and see on that front, guys. What else is going on in the chat? I don't know if it's a fake news. It's conflicting reports. You just never know with Chelsea these days. You never know. What's happened with Chalobah? Looks like he has had a fallout with Poch. Why? The Chalobah situation's weird. He picked up an injury in pre-season that was initially meant to rule him out for a month, and it's now January, and we still haven't seen him. I'm not a conspiracy theorist sort of guy, but something's not adding up here. Something really isn't adding up. This injury can't be as bad as what's being made out. Been very impressed. Mudryk's passing is unbelievable. Those reverse passes that he plays are absolutely class. There's no denying it. There's no denying it at all. Those passes he plays are absolutely class. Henderson to Chelsea is a load of bollocks. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I know where midfield is down, but Andre Santos has returned, although he's going away with the Brazilian junior sides or whatever until sort of mid-February. So, look, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, we probably do need someone, maybe, but I don't know. But Henderson to Chelsea, I think it is a load of bollocks. Constructive question would be, what work has been done for defending set pieces? Yeah. It's stupid, bro. I agree. Hoping Nkunku is fit, and I hope the injury is not serious. I think we shouldn't risk him. Yeah, no, I hear you. No, nothing. My Arsenal-Liverpool prediction, I think Liverpool will go through, but it'll be tight. See, Saudi shows how quickly you can go out of shape. All these players, bar Ronaldo, maybe Kante. I don't know if they're eating burgers or whatever, but yeah, not sure what they're doing. Elise, Kudos, Palmer, keep, sell, loan. Yeah, that's a madness. keep Palmer, loan Elise, and I'd sell Kudos if that was the case. But there's really not much in it at all. What did you think about Golding coming off the bench yesterday? Yeah, look, 17-year-old kid. He played a few minutes. He looked good. But again, let's not get carried away. You know, we've seen what? I can't remember how long he played. What? A bit of injury time? Maybe he played like a few minutes plus the 8 added on at the end. It wasn't an awful lot. He's certainly a talented boy. Let's kind of see what happens. Definitely not adding up. Chalobah is still more experienced than most, and now they want to sell him. Yeah, it's a strange one. Mudryk is fine. We just don't give him the ball enough. I agree on that front. Someone in the chat mentioned it earlier on in terms of an overlapping fullback. I think that would help Mudryk. Maybe once Chilwell's fit again, we can really work on that Chile and Mudryk partnership down that left-hand side. Chilwell bombing on, I think would be massively helpful. It really would be helpful on that front, guys. I do believe that. So let's kind of wait and see what does happen on that front. But yeah, it's certainly an interesting one, people. It is certainly an interesting one going on at the moment, guys. Certainly an interesting one going on. But what else have we got going on? Yeah, I'd agree with that to an extent. Hope you're good, brother. Hope everything's all right, and you're doing well, and it's nothing serious. Man of the match, I think Gusto was class. I mean, Sterling, I think, got given the man of the match, but I think Gusto was brilliant yesterday, so I probably would have given it to him. But yeah, Sterling was offered man of the match. I didn't think he was that great outside of his goal, but scored a good free kick. Fair play to him. So yeah, maybe he would. Who knows? Honestly, put Alfie in centre mid, he would die and murder. Yeah. I mean, I'd rather. Yeah, of course, you'd rather do that than have Jordan Henderson coming back. That much is absolutely clear, guys. We're 7 likes away from 70 likes. I think we can get there, people. Keep smashing the like button. Run it up. We can definitely get to 70, guys. So keep doing your thing. I've got to get to the goalkeeper stuff. But yeah, this Henderson thing. Look, I thought I'd address it, but if we're being brutally honest, I think it's just nonsense. Basically, it's come from one stupid question that has now kind of got the clicks, I guess it wanted, and the clicks that it desired. It's a real strange one. It makes no sense. I'd be absolutely shocked if it happens. Maybe Henderson is looking for a way out. That I don't think that bit's untrue. But yeah, for Chelsea to be interested in him is it's a mad one. It is an absolute mad one. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at on that front. 6 wins out of the last 9. What in all comps is it? Like, the form at the moment, people, is not that bad. The form's not horrible. The form's not horrible at all. So, it can certainly, in terms of actual picking up wins and stuff, we have won a reasonable amount of games recently. So let's kind of see if we can continue that. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. What we can do. Form has been decent. We're not playing that well. There was quite a lot of criticism yesterday about the team. Who do you want to sign? I'd love Ivan Toney. Everyone that knows that tunes in regularly, that he's my guy. That is the one that I want. If it was down to me, everything possible would be done to get it. So yeah, that if we sign anyone in January, that for me would be my guy. But I don't know. All comps, right? Okay. Should Chelsea use Nico Jackson as a second striker or winger? Look, I think there's certainly an option to do that. His versatility is certainly a good thing. He looks comfortable out wide. I think that's where he has played a lot before in his career. So yeah, it's a useful option. But I think, look, the idea is for him to be a centre forward. I'm going to get to the Petrovic stuff in a sec. Apparently so. So Arsenal can look forward to having Nketiah up front or play the best on earth, Kai Havertz. No, I wouldn't risk Nkunku. Jackson on the wing because up top is tap-in Merchant is not bad. Right, let's move away from that Henderson stuff because it's utter nonsense. But I just thought I'd address it anyway because it's out there, and yeah, why not? Let's speak about it. But yeah, it's a bit of a mad one. A bit of a mad one if I don't say so myself. If I don't say so myself, it is utter madness. What else have we got going on, people? What was I going to talk about? I was going to discuss Amanda Broja as well in some detail. For me, he is so frustrating. Mauricio Pochettino has described Amanda Broja as one of the most promising young strikers in Europe, but has urged the forwards to now step up and push himself. Look, it was a good goal from Broja yesterday. I'm not denying that. It was a good goal, but I'm not convinced. For me personally, I'm not convinced, guys. I think that there's some good attributes there. Obviously, pace, power, holds the ball up, good in the air. But this guy's I think his movement's poor. The guy's getting shrugged off. Like yesterday, man was holding the ball up, and he was getting shrugged off by championship defenders. And like, brother, what are you doing? Like, we need more. We need more than that from him. The movement's not. I don't think the movement's great. I don't think he's effective enough in games. Yes, it was a good header yesterday. Fair play to him, but I just don't think he's effective enough in games, people. We need more. We need to see more effectiveness from him. So yeah, that is what we need. I don't hate him, but I just don't, unless he has a ridiculous sort of run this month or for the rest of the season, then for me personally, I don't see how he's got a future here. Jackson's going to be obviously still here. We're going to bring in a top-class centre forward. We all know that's the plan. Then where does Broja fit in? We've also got Nkunku who can be an option at 9. The thing for me is we're going to have a world-class forward, Nicholas Jackson, and then a third option being someone that is like a number 10 or a wide player that can play as a 9, and Nkunku would tick that box. So for me personally, I don't see how Broja's at the club next season. I really don't. I really don't see how he's going to be there. Yes, it's been a long road back from injury and all that stuff, and I know it's been a serious injury for him, but he's had a lot of opportunities. First half yesterday was awful, like everyone. Look, second half was a bit better. He takes the goal well, but I just don't see enough from him. I just don't see it personally. Look, I'd love to be proven wrong. I'll always support every player that wears the Chelsea shirt, but for me personally, I'm just not seeing it, guys, with Broja, and I think we can do so much better than him. I think we can do so much better. Haaland's it is. Look, to be honest, right, and look, this might slightly contradict myself, but ultimately, you want your forward to score goals. You want it to be in a situation like with an Erling Haaland, where the geezer might touch the ball 10 times, but 3 of those touches are goals. You want your centre forward in the right place at the right time when it matters. And, I don't care if they're not involved in the game. I don't care if their all-round play is not that great. What I care about is you were there in the moments when it matters to put the ball in the back of the net. You could be out of a game for 89 minutes, have done fuck all, out at a sniff, but at one opportunity you get a sniff in the last minute, you bury it, and your team wins the game. That's what we need from a centre forward. And with these young guys, Broja, Jackson, etc., I think Jackson can develop into a decent player. I just don't think we're just not quite getting that at the moment. We're just not quite getting it, people. I think Broja is not good enough. I agree. I think a loan to a team like Palace would do him good. Yeah, I mean, look, obviously he missed up a lot. He missed best part of a year almost with the ACL. He had that loan at Southampton before where he looked half decent for the first 6 months, and then the second 6 months he was dreadful. So yeah, maybe a loan would suit him. I don't know if Chelsea are prepared to cash in straight away and give up on him, but I just find it very difficult to see where he's going to get regular game time with Jackson, Nkunku, and then obviously our number 9, whoever that is that comes in. So yeah, it's just yeah, it's I don't know. This striker situation is difficult because we all know we need one, but we're still not sure about what the best way to about what the best way to do it is. Some people don't know football. Fair. He needs to smile. Really low confidence. Yeah, maybe confidence is low. Brayer needs to remember he's a centre forward. Always see him on the wing collecting the ball. Jackson can be frustrating, but yeah, he absolutely looks. Jackson can be frustrating, but he does a lot more than Brayer does in terms of all-round play. And yes, he's played more games and had more opportunities, and you know he has found the ball. He has found the back of the net a few times. Yep, I think that may be a good option. Ward-Prowse, Kudos, Edson Alvarez, 100 mil. Yeah, and plus you get the January tax as well, because you know it's January. Teams don't want to sell their best players mid-season, so you get a January tax. There's probably a Chelsea tax on it as well. I can't lie. There'll be a Chelsea tax on it. So yeah, all sorts going on. All sorts going on in January, and it's very difficult. But for me, I'm just not seeing it with Brayer. Edson Alvarez, very good player. We were linked with him. I think we had a bid for him. Was it the summer a couple summers ago on a deadline day bid rejected, or was it a January deadline day? I can't fully remember, but you know, we definitely did submit a bid for him, but it was too little, too late on that front. No, it's not. Absolutely, it's not. But even before the ACL, I just don't think he was showing much either. For me, he just wasn't showing a lot. Edson Alvarez is superb. What a player. Yeah, we were linked with a guy. Jackson has an attitude problem. Yeah, he does. And he needs to stamp that pettiness out of his game. The guy's just picking up yellow cards for stupid shit. I mean, I don't even think any of his yellow cards are for fouls. I think maybe one or two potentially, but the rest of them are just all for stupid shit like dissent. What happens if Brayer gets injured in January? Well, then we're absolutely fucked and we are well and truly finished as an establishment. But yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. Fofana's gone out on loan, has been recalled from Union Berlin, and he's gone out on loan to Sevilla in La Liga, which I think would be a good move for him, to be fair. I think that is a decent move for him. So, yeah, let's wait and see. David Washington's got a better touch than Brayer. Yeah, maybe he does. I mean, I didn't really notice much. I've just had this thought process. Whoever he goes to, and I know it likely won't be us, Henderson wants to use the club as a gym. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why he wants to leave, despite being reassured by Southgate they could still get in the squad playing in Saudi. I think Henderson is concerned that if he stays there, then he's not going to make the squad for the Euros. He shouldn't be in the squad for the Euros anyway. My guy's over the hill and done. There's way better options out there at this point in time. Much better options. Brayer would probably thrive in Germany or Italy, and we'd re-sign him for 150 mil. Yeah, that would be a textbook Chelsea thing to do. Absolutely, absolutely no denying it. That would be a textbook Chelsea thing to do. I'll be honest, he's never going to be it. Yeah, brother, I feel the same as you. I hear you on that front, but I would love nothing more to be proven wrong. But I just don't see it as the case. I don't see it. For the board, they won't mind selling Brayer as his pure profit. No, absolutely not. And I think the plan probably is to sell Brayer in the summer. I absolutely agree on that. Yeah, look, there's potential for that to happen if we get an elite striker in January, but it has to be someone that's ready to hit the ground straight away. And I just don't think there are that many of those. There aren't. That's the reality. There just aren't that many of those. No, we're not finished as a club. We're not. It just feels like the injuries are just finishing us off big time. Every time you feel there's something positive, is then immediately followed up with negative news, and it is difficult. It is tough. Yeah, bro. Do you know what? The Bing X logo looks all right. You know, it's not bad for a sleeve sponsor. It's only for the rest of the season, and then they're going to be they're going to be main sponsor on the training kit. But yeah. It doesn't look that bad, you know. It really doesn't look that bad, people. I actually don't mind it at all. People are on 71 likes now. I reckon let's try and push this to 80. I'll probably go for another 10 or so minutes, guys. So yeah, make sure let's get this up to 80 likes if we can. We're on 71 right now. Keep smashing that like button. So yeah, run it up to 80 likes. I know there's people in there that haven't smashed that like button. And for reasons unknown to me, I don't know why you watch the content and don't hit the like. It's very, very simple. The content's free. Think of it as a form of payment, people. You know, you hit the like button. That's your entry fee to the stream. 15 subscribers away, people, from 7.5K. Let's see how many we can add in this stream. If you're locked in now, guys, and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. 15 away from 7.5K, which would be a great little milestone to hit. That is absolutely clear. People should be losing their jobs with all the I don't know what. Again, I don't know what the problem is. You know, it's something we've been trying to work out for a long, long time, and we can't find the answers to it. We can't find the answers to it at all. So yeah, but yeah, my thoughts on Broja. Look, great for him to get a goal yesterday. He needs to step up. He needs to do more. This is a big, big opportunity for him this month with Nkunku struggling with his fitness and Nicholas Jackson away. He has to step up and take these opportunities. But for me, I don't really have that belief in him that he will do that, and I suspect that he will be sold on in the summer. That is my thoughts on it. I'll be honest, bro. Maybe they're pumping up the crowd noise for the broadcast. But the atmosphere at Stamford Bridge is not great at the best of times. It's good for the big games, but early rounds of the Cup. I mean, the Preston fans had the whole shed end, 6,000 of them, fair play. It's their big day out. They were rocking. Generally, the atmosphere in the ground wasn't that great last night, so it just must have sounded a lot better than it was on TV. We're not buying anyone in January, I believe, to some significance. I believe we need to sell before we go to the market. No, that was Chelsea. That was Chelsea for sure. Yeah, brother, I appreciate you. More people should be like Daniel. They should be hitting the like before we go live or as soon as you come in. That is what the people should be doing. But yeah, let's move away from all this. It's interesting, people, because I want to talk about Enzo Fernandez briefly, because he comes in for a lot of criticism from people. But I thought it was interesting on something that Julien Laurens, that ESPN and the French journalist, was saying about the team. I know he's not that impressed with Chelsea. It's his opinion. But yeah, this here I think is a fair point on Enzo Fernandez. Let's bring it up on the screen now, particularly in that first half. And I agree. Julien Laurens on Enzo. If you give Enzo the ball, but around him there's no movement from either your fullbacks or for your wide players, even from your striker to come a bit deeper between the lines, Enzo can't do anything. He's very good on the ball, but he's not a magician either. I think that's fair to say. Like, the amount of times yesterday that Enzo would pick the ball up and there was no options. There was the fullbacks weren't bombing on. There was no, the wide players, weren't getting into space or making themselves available for a pass. Or as it said, Broja wasn't dropping deeper between the lines. These are all things that, Enzo needs options. There's only so much you can do when you pick the ball up, and there's nothing. There's no options at all. No options. Well, yeah, it did end up becoming that on several occasions because there was just no one moving. We had to resort to sort of the hit and hope situation, which is crazy, guys. Hit and hope. When there's the amount of times I've watched Chelsea and just like there's no movement. It's just mannequin football. Guys just standing still, not offering themselves, no options. Why is no one showing for the ball? I really don't understand it. I really, really don't understand why people aren't coming for the ball and all that sort of thing. It literally makes zero sense. Goes back to the point I made earlier when I said I think he's must have. Yeah, no, I don't know if it's the wrong setup. I just think the way that the team's playing is not helping him. Like when Enzo picks the ball up deep, we've seen his quality and his range of passing, but he's not as Laurens says. He's not a magician. You can't just magic something out of nowhere. There needs to be options, and no one is making themselves available. No one is doing that. So it's crazy. Caicedo doing him. I don't know if Caicedo is doing him no favors. I think that's a bit harsh. I think obviously there's teething issues with the partnership, like with anything. But I think certainly that first half yesterday, Same with Palmer. He kept looking up and saw no one moving, so had to go either backwards or sideways. Yeah, this is the problem, guys. Going backwards or sideways the entire time. That's not what we need. That's not what we need at all. So yeah, I really don't get it. I really don't get it at all. But what can be done? What can you do, people? What can you do? People just need to make themselves available. When Enzo gets on the ball, because we know his quality, we know he can dictate play from deep, but it's very hard to have any impact on the game when you've got no one around you offering you an out ball or a pass. It's very difficult. I don't care how good you are. You're not going to look very good when there are literally zero options available. It's just, it's not making sense, guys. It is not making sense at all. People, we're still 7 likes away from 80. Let's get this to 80 likes. That would be greatly appreciated. So run it up, guys. Run it up. 7 more to go. There's definitely 7 of you in here that haven't smashed that like button. So please do hit it, guys. It would be greatly appreciated, people. Caicedo doing him no favors. I don't believe that. Needs Gallagher. I think yesterday, do you know what? I think yesterday proved that how important Conor Gallagher is for this midfield. That first half midfield was passive, no energy, no pressing. That was evident. And people like to criticize Gallagher. They don't think he's good enough or whatever. Brother, when he doesn't play, you see how much we are missing from that midfield. We need that. We need him in there. And, when he came on, he offered that energy. And maybe once Enzo, Caicedo and Lavia get themselves all fit, get themselves playing to their full potential, then you might see Gallagher's role change to like yesterday, where he comes on for 20 minutes, that high energy, that high press. That his role might adapt to that if these bigger players, start playing. But at the moment, he's so important for us. Lavia, no idea. Literally been out for months and months and months. Comes back for 1 game, plays 20 odd minutes? Thigh problem. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But it's where we are, guys. I don't think it's just the medical team. I think it's a combination of everyone. I think we need a DM like Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo played. Look, regardless of Conor Gallagher, I do want to see at some point what the Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo midfield looks like. Because I'm pretty sure when they were all signed in the summer, that was the plan for the midfield, for how the midfield was going to look. Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo. That was what the midfield was going to look like. Big up to my guy, Dearish Devil, coming through the donation. Greatly appreciated, brother. Hope you are doing well. As far as I'm concerned, Poch is the Argentinian Brendan Rodgers, only capable of winning trophies in a one-team league. Brother, I hear you. I hope we're wrong on that. I hope you're wrong on that because, whoever the manager is, I want them to do well at Chelsea. I want them to win trophies. But yeah, I can hear why you may have those concerns. But, look, we're not a million miles away from a trophy. Carabao Cup final is within touching distance. FA Cup run, that's going to be important for us. Again, it's all, of course, you're going to have to rely on the draw a lot. But look, I'd love for you to be wrong, but I can totally understand why you'd have those thoughts, brother, because it is hard to see where we're going to win something. But if you can get a cup final in his first season, dare I say, win the trophy and finish like in the Europa League spaces, considering where we were last season, considering the amount of upheaval, that would be a decent return in my opinion. But yes, big up anyway. Thank you for the donation as always, brother. Man, you can tell when Gallagher don't play. Yeah, it's a huge void. And I don't know if people are blinded by their agendas or whatever, but, people just don't seem to see it. Gallagher is so important for how Chelsea are playing this season. I'm not saying he's going to be super important going forwards once we work ourselves out. But right now, for this season and the foreseeable future, he is so important to how we're going to play. He really is. I don't know what... I don't know what the situation is going to be with Gallagher. I'm pretty sure he'll stay in January. But beyond the season, I don't know what the plans would be for him. Obviously, he should stay in my opinion, but I don't know. If I'm honest, I think our fans are all going a little too hard on Brea. This kid has had very little first team football. No, look, no, I hear you. I hear you. I'm just, for me, in my opinion, I just don't think he's it. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. As I said earlier, Poch hasn't shown any level of improvement in this team. I think that's slightly unfair. I think there have certainly been games where we've seen the improvement, or we've seen the idea of what he wants his Chelsea to play like. 80 odd minutes against Arsenal, at times against Spurs, certainly against Man City in the league. We've had good performances, and we've seen like what a Pochettino Chelsea side would look like. But we've also seen that there's a lack of consistency. Young players, injuries, not being able to play the same side is massively hampering us. I was never under the illusion that we were going to spend loads of money this January. That was never the case at all for me. Absolutely not. But I do feel that if there's a move to be done, we'll do it. But yeah, it's not going to be like previous windows. We're not just going to be splashing the cash left, right, and centre. What else have we got going on here? I think we've got another big clear out coming. We've got 19 players on loan to come back, all of which I don't think... No, bro, a load of these youngsters we've signed that are out on loan, they're just, as we add more clubs in the multi-club model, they're literally going to spend a few years on loan and then be flipped for profit. Half these guys we're signing are not, for me, in my opinion, are not going to kick a ball for Chelsea. And that's just the reality of the situation. For me, Pochettino is going to be the manager who lays the foundations. Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. I look at it at a very similar way to Eddie Howe. He's going to be the guy that gets it started. Can't quite get to where he's going to be the guy that takes us to challenging. I think under Pochettino we can challenge and we can pick up an odd cup here and there. But I don't believe he's going to be the. I'm unsure he's going to be the guy that ultimately brings that long-term success to Chelsea. I could be totally wrong, but I feel like he's going to be the guy that gets the ball rolling, for sure. I want Jordan Henderson, perfect experienced player. No, I hear you, brother, but it's a big no for me. Alex Matos immediately makes his first start for Huddersfield, the first opportunity in a huge game. Yep, Matos has gone on loan to Huddersfield and he's playing against Man City first game straight up. Let's hope he does well. If Chelsea played Liverpool in a final, I hope we get revenge on them. Yeah, I hope so as well. Look, they've done well with certain signings, but on the whole, I just think they've massively misunderstood what it takes for a squad to be competitive in the Premier League. That is a huge problem. And we're seeing the effects of it now, coupled with the injuries. Yes, to all those in the chat that haven't hit the like button, please do to help out, especially if you're a Chelsea supporter. Yeah, guys, come on, people. 6 likes away from 80 likes. Let's get there before I round this one out very, very shortly, people. Let's get there very quickly, guys. 6 more likes. Run it up. But yeah, I think it's clear. Look, you saw yesterday what Gallagher, when Gallagher doesn't play, how much we're missing in midfield. So whether people want to accept it or not, like, Gallagher is really important to how we play. And when he doesn't play, you can absolutely see. You can see the problems. You can absolutely see the problems. So, yeah, let's hope, people. Let's hope we can. Let's hope that he plays more. We can see more of it. Let's wait and see, guys. Let's wait and see. But yeah, and I've just seen a tweet here, and you're talking about recruitment. And yes, we've spent huge money, guys. No denying it. But let me just read it out now. People talk about our big money signings, but we got Palmer, Gusto, Badia, Shield, Chukwuemeka, and Petrovic for less than 125 million in total. And you would argue that pretty much all of them have increased their value since being here. I suppose the only one you could argue on is Chukwuemeka potentially, but certainly Palmer, Gusto, Badia, Shield, and Petrovic have absolutely increased their value in the short amount of time they're being here. So yes, I think we've misspent money and we've massively overpaid for a lot of players. But I think you also have to give credit where it's due, like I was saying earlier. And to assign Palmer, Gusto, Badia, Shield, Chukwuemeka, and Petrovic for less than 125 million, that has to be applauded. Fair play. That does have to be applauded. It really does. It really does. Maybe he does, but I think it's highlighted more when Gallagher's not there, because he's the one that's kind of providing that pressing and that intensity. So yeah, let's Let's wait and see. Would you start Enzo in League Cup semi-final? Yeah. I don't see why not. I think it'll be Enzo, Gallagher, and Caicedo. I don't see how he can risk Nkunku personally. But you just never know what this team's going to do. 5 more likes, guys. 5 more likes. Let's have a look what else we have got happening at the moment. Let's see what else we've got happening at the moment. Yes, big up Brian, my brother. Up the Chelsea, New York Blues. Yeah, let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so. But yeah, big yourself up, brother. Big up to all the Chelsea fans in New York. Appreciate the donation as always. It's very kind. So thank you as always, mate. Hope you're doing well. What's your thoughts on Petrovic? Do we keep him as number 1? Yeah, look, I've been very impressed with him. You know, I think a lot of us were wondering like what Petrovic was going to be like. Because, you know, he'd come from MLS. We'd seen very, very little of him, if any at all. We thought he'd play in some of those earlier rounds of the Carabao Cup. He didn't. He's obviously had to wait for his opportunity with Sanchez getting injured. And I always say in football, and maybe in life as well, you know, one person's misfortune is another person's opportunity. And all you can do is make the most of the opportunities you get given. And Petrovic is absolutely doing that. And there is 100% a conversation to be had now about him being the Chelsea number 1. I don't think he's put a foot wrong. He's made some great saves. He seems very calm with the ball at his feet. I don't feel nervous when he's got the ball at the back compared to how nervous I feel when Sanchez has it. And there's a genuine decision to be made. Petrovic has been nowhere near bad enough to warrant himself going straight out of the side. And Sanchez has been playing nowhere near well enough to warrant going straight back in. So, yeah, there's a genuine dilemma to be had there. There's a genuine conversation to be had. I think we're lucky that we've got some cup games coming up. And if Sanchez is fit and we get the job done in the first leg, and maybe we get a favourable tie in the 4th round of the FA Cup, maybe Sanchez can play a couple of those cup games and we can kind of assess and make a decision from there. But for me, Petrovic hasn't put a foot wrong, apart from maybe flapping at that corner for the second Everton goal. Other than that, I think he's been superb, and he deserves to keep his place in the team. Absolutely, guys. I like him. Yeah, no, fair enough, bro. And I do tend to agree with you. Yep, I think a lot of people felt like that. A lot of people felt like that. He sort of brought a nervousness, an absolute nervousness. Yeah, I think it's certainly looking that way at this point in time, people. It is certainly looking that way. Certainly looking that way. So yeah, let's see. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to round this one out here. I don't think there is anything else going on in terms of Chelsea news. The Nkunku stuff, we've got mixed reports. Let's wait and see what happens with it. But yeah, let's wait and see what happens with it. And all we can do is wait and find out. You know, link with Jordan Henderson, I think that's utter nonsense. And other than that, guys, there's not really too much more transfer news. Martin just missing a full agreement between the clubs for his loan move to Dortmund. Other than that, guys, there's not too much to update on. So big up to everyone that's tuned in this lunchtime. Really appreciate it. Thank you for those that have donated. Let's see what news comes the rest of the day, if any at all. I'll be back later on, guys, with an upload of 5 things we learned from Chelsea Preston. So stay tuned for that one. If you've not watched the match vlog from yesterday, it's on the channel now. So please do go and check it out. If not, guys, big yourselves up. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Smash the likes, subscribe to the channel, and I'm out. Love.